I did it. Did it, y'all. I gave up my comfortability in order to put myself in a position in order to elevate. And so, to keep it honest with y'all, there was nothing wrong with my previous position. I just feel like I maxed it out. I wanted more. So, with that being said, y'all tapped in with the Head of the Game podcast. Y'all ready to tell us? Let's get into it. So, I left my cozy 9 to 5 job in order to go over the road, put in this contribution, do my little bid or whatever, if you will, in order to, you know, better position myself for a better high paying, position or whatever, right? Did I make the right decision? That's the question. Because there was really nothing wrong with where I was at working at before, right? So where I was working at before, just to let y'all know, I was working FedEx Ground. FedEx Ground, my schedule was Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and we got paid salary. So if you bust the routes down really fast, you're making more money because you're spending less time in order to get compensated the same amount that you're going to get anyway, right? Pretty sure the math could be a lot simple, right? So, own crib, own car, steady income, consistent paycheck, day in and day out, home every day, sleeping in my bed every day. Did I make the right decision? Well, the short answer is yes. And I'm going to get into those reasons right now. So, yes, I had the cozy 9 to 5. Yes, it was consistent. Yes, I knew the job like the back of my hand, and it was relatively easy depending on the time of year because you're doing FedEx Ground, and I stay in Nevada, or at the time I was staying in Nevada. You know how to get out there, northern Nevada. I mean, not northern. Northern is totally different situation, but southern Nevada, Vegas to be exact, right? Out there sweating, no AC, hundreds of boxes a day. But hey, if you knock it out, do your little 6 hours, get $700 a week, take home. Hey man, that's if you're really looking at it, and then you got peak season, so it was around a $50,000 a year job, right? And what I'm doing now, which is over the road truck driving, is definitely a different nature to it, right? Because you're not home every day. You don't get to hang around the people you know and love. You're sleeping at truck stops, taking showers at truck stops, eating at truck stops or in the truck. Uh, so you would just have to ask yourself, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it really worth taking this leap in order to get to the next level? Because if you come into this occupation with a plan, unless you like being over the road, then it makes the sacrifice that much more enticing, right? So if you're one of them people like, okay, well, I drive every day, I'm behind a wheel every day, why not become skilled at it? Why not become a specialist at what I do in order to become compensated or work my way up at the top of the food chain? Because both were driving jobs, both were commercial vehicles, both were under the DOT, but it's a different nature of driving. From a step van to a CDL truck with a 53 footer in the back. You feel me? Especially the dimensions of a sleeper, a sleeper truck. It's different, and I drive about 5 the 600 miles a day in comparison to when I was only driving 100 to 140 miles a day. But it's more physical labor. This is why I made this trade off, right? For one, FedEx Ground, at least the company I was working for, didn't have benefits. And if I did get health care, I was going to have to pay out of pocket a premium. And if it's not coming through the company, yeah, you're going to be getting your head kicked in just for the healthcare coverage. If you're paying out of pocket and your company isn't giving you a discount on covering you, right? So that's amazing. Feel me? Having great healthcare. What else? You know, my other job, FedEx Ground had a 401k plan, but you know, I think here they might match dollar for dollar. You feel me? They might match dollar for dollar. On top of that, you're evergreen when it comes down to the market, right? So it depends on how you look at it, right? Because you do have job security once you are a specialist at what you do, as far as like, all right, I got an occupation, I got a career that I can go anywhere in the nation, I can transfer anywhere in the nation, I got mobility, I can see, forget the seeing places, because some people don't even like sightseeing, they just like being at home, sweet home, you feel me? So I'm not even gonna sit up there and act like, you know, being over the road is something to behold, just depending on the kind of person you are. But did I make the right decision to leave my cozy 9 to 5? Yeah, man, I made the right decision. Now, are there times where you feel like you second guess, like, dang, it sure feels good to sleep, you know, in my own bed, you know, when I come home and I visit and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, I get those feelings. But if you're on a mission to get to the next level, then yeah, I would sit up there and say that's probably the best thing you can do. The best thing you can do is take a okay situation, make it worse in order to position yourself to make it better than the situation you are already in, right? So it's trade-offs. You got to give up some to get some within reason, you know, as long as it don't cost you your integrity, your character. But I think that goes without saying, right? I like the experience. I feel like out here, I am more disciplined. Out there, when I was working at FedEx, I didn't have to be. It didn't require me to be as disciplined as I am now. This right here, the nature of OTR, and I'm pretty sure the truck drivers that would be watching this video can attest to this. This is the closest you're gonna get to running your own business. It's just the nature of how this goes. You wake up, you ain't got to clock in. You start your day, you know, everything is on you. Equipment, whatever, so on and so forth. So many responsibilities and things that you're liable for, you know. It matures. So aside from the money aspect, I think all around, when I do go back local, having this career under my belt, and maybe I'll get another career, maybe I'll go out to another venture, who knows? But all in all, I'll just say all that to say is that, you know, I made the right decision. You feel me? Now, to some of those might get out here and they be like, it's the wrong decision. Because I'm gonna keep it 100. This ain't for everybody. Truck driving especially over the road, is not for everybody. Some people just don't have the psychology for it, you know, and that's okay. You know, because there's some things I may not have the psychology for. You feel me? So, but hey, that's how I generally look at it. So y'all go ahead, y'all leave your thoughts, comments below. Feel me? Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment on the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch y'all on the next one.